Hey everyone, this is Julie with Jules of Tyler, and today I'm going to show you how to make some apron tags and some apron notepads. I got my idea from Tracy Hines, and I will link her YouTube video at the bottom, but she came out with this brilliant idea of making these little apron tags, and right now I'm working on a new junk journal. It's called Susie's New Stove, and it's all the children's. It's showing them cooking and has a story to it, and then it has recipes in there. So it is the cutest book. It's illustrated by Corinne Malvern, and as you know, she's one of the best. And anyway, I'm getting a little bit of a slow start with that because I wanted to get this out there. I was looking on YouTube trying to figure out some little neat things to add to the journal. So I came across Tracy's YouTube channel, and this is what she has here. So today I'm going to show you how to make this. Then I'm going to show you how to make the notepads. And then since my brain doesn't stop working and not just leave good enough alone, you know, it starts going on to other things. So I've made other little tags or journaling cards with this, and I've made some with a hanky and some with a little ruffle. So it's just going to help you for your journals, because most of us put some kind of recipe page or recipe in our junk journals. And so this will be fun to add, you know, on the joining page or on top of that page, I think. And, you know, this is just places you can, you know, journal on the back of it. So anyway, or you can make a pocket. How about that? You can make a little tuck spot or a little pocket from any of these. Or you can, you know, put this on a piece of cardstock and make it rectangular shape and make that a pocket if you wanted to. So, but anyway, I'm going to show you these two things today. Today, the star of the show is Tracy's aprons. And I know you're going to really love this right here. What she did is she had index cards, and they're 4x6. So I didn't have any index cards. So what I did is got some cardstock, and I cut them out 4x6. Okay. Here's the back side. And you do not have to sew it on here. The one I'm going to make today, I'm not going to sew it. And she had some that were sewn and some not, and it looked great either way. So anyway, this is the back side that you'll journal on. And here's the front side where this is 4x6. I made me a little pattern or template. Let's see, somewhere. Here it is. So I just got a thick page of cardstock, and I made a 4x6 page, and I folded it in half and just got my scissors and made a little place on there, just like that. And that's all you have to do. And if you mess up, then do another one. The first one I did, it was too narrow up here, so I just got me another sheet of paper and made one until I liked it. So this is what I liked right here, okay? And this little pocket right here is 2x3, okay? And of course, you don't have to make a template of that. You can just use, you know, your little cutter for that. But anyway, it's a 2x3 pocket on top of 4x6 scrapbook paper, okay? And you don't have to have this double-sided. She lined hers with, she had thin paper, and she lined it with tea-dyed paper on that, and it looked real cute. You could line it with anything or put another pocket on the back if you wanted to on that. So in the pocket, you can put anything you want to in it. I just have a little copy of a soda label, and then I put some ephemera on top, some little cupcakes here. And I'll link the shops. There's two different shops, Etsy shops. One was called Raspberry, I can't read my writing. This is really good. Raspberry Road Designs, I think that is. And it's Cherry Hill paper. And I think, I'm not sure which papers those were. And then I had well, I guess I do too. It's this paper right here that I'm going to use. And I think I had another one that's on something else that I'll do on another one. I think this one right here. And the other one is called Digital Paper Craft, and it's called Little Chefs. And that's where I got all these little pieces of ephemera right here. Little donuts. She has little measuring cups, little measuring spoons, and they're larger. So what I did is just print it on like, 5x7 photo size, or maybe even it was 4x6, but I played around with it. I have an Epson printer, so the ink is so cheap. I can play around, mess up, and throw it away. It's no big deal because you just don't use much ink with those. And just, putting a little journaling card in here. This one, I cut out a vintage recipe, and I thought that was a really cute pocket, and I put this strawberry on top. So I kind of like that idea here. Scrapbook paper for both of these. This one is a children's cookbook. And you can see the little utensils and everything on that. And then I just put a piece of scrapbook paper here for the pocket. And I just have a little card here, the little Campbell's Soup Girl. And I have that in here, but I thought it looked better backed up. But I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there yet, but this is just for y'all guys. So that's what that looks like, and this is what we're going to do today. So let's get started. I guess I can kind of keep that out here so you can see it. Okay, I've already got it cut down to 4x6 here, okay. And I lined it with some more scrapbooking paper because it was thinner paper, because that was a digital paper. I could have probably let that flatten out under something, but I can do that later. Okay, since I have a template, I'm just going to lay that on top here, get my pencil, get my readers. Oh man, I know you're here. Oh, there. Okay. And I'm just going to place that on top. And just trace this. And you're going to see this is so simple, but yet so cute. Okay. Get your scissors. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're good. Here in Texas, it's kind of warm today. It's actually in the 70s, and I heard it's supposed to get in the 30s later on this week. So that's freezing to us, really freezing. Really, really, really freezing. So anyway, I'm enjoying this 70-degree weather. I like 70s and 80s. They're nice, very nice. And if you have pencil marks, just erase it. Okay, so now we have the apron, the base of it, and I've already cut the 2x3 piece of paper for my pocket. And if you want to, you can sew around this right now, or what you can do is ink if you would like to ink on this. So I've done it both ways. I've done a little inking on some of this so you could see it. You really couldn't see the cupcakes very good. So I inked around those. So I don't ink as much as I used to. I used to all the time, but I just don't anymore. So, okay, we got that on here. Now we're going to glue this pocket down. And if you want to make a little notch on here, you can. But I'm not going to because I did ink around that, so you can see that it's a pocket. Okie dokie. You can put this anywhere you want on here. Okay, press it down. Now, if you want to decorate your pocket, you go ahead and do that now. Or, of course, you can do it later. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You can do it now, or you can do it later. So, anyway, I got some donuts. Donuts make everybody happy, don't they? That and chocolate. Well, I can think of a million sweet things that make me happy. I don't get to eat donuts very much, though. That is not good for me. That's way too much sugar. You don't want to see me on a lot of sugar. Woo! My husband doesn't want to see me on a lot of sugar. Okay. Okay, got that on there. You know, Rick Rack or anything like that would look cute on there. Let's see here. And then the next thing we're going to do is make some holes. She mass made these, so she had, 5 or 6 of them out there, and she was just getting it down. You should have seen her. It was like, man. So, this would be really cute, I think, for craft fairs during Christmas. Could you imagine some little Christmas paper and some ephemera and some little Christmas ribbon? That would be really cute if you guys do the craft fairs. Okay, I have this on the largest punch, which is a little bit smaller than a regular hole punch. If you're just going to put ribbon or string through this, I would use a smaller hole, but I'm going to put this ribbon through here, so that's why I'm going to use the larger one. And if you have sewn, just make sure and don't hit your thread with that. So let's see, I'm going to get that there and come around here. And it doesn't matter if it's even because your little knots are really going to cover up everything. Okay. And then you get your ribbon. Get your little knot right here. And you could do this different ways. What am I doing? You could do this different ways if you wanted to, just gluing it on if you wanted to, or you could make paper straps. Okay, get that on there. I've got glue on my thumb and I really want to take that off. Okay, it fell off. It's like I can't quit staring at the glue on my thumb. Okay. And then you're just going to come up, and it doesn't matter how big your loop is. I didn't even measure mine. Just going to kind of look at it here. Okay. Then I'll make a knot and cut the rest of it off. It's a little hard to do it that way. Let's come up with it a little bit. Yes, I'm having trouble with my knots. Yes. Come on. I really do know how to tie a knot. Okay, let's move it back up here where I wanted it. Let's see if that's good. Yeah, that's good. So I'll tighten it up a little bit and then cut it off a little bit. And then you just fill your pocket with whatever you want to on there. Cute as can be, huh? And I told you it was very, very easy. Very easy. So anyway, we got that. And the next thing I am going to show you is the notepads. I made 2 of them, to kind of practice with it and everything. I put little pockets and a little waistband, and what I did was put some thinner papers, like, Walmart and some other places has the thinner paper. I guess probably the weight of copy paper. I use a premium copy paper, so mine's thicker. Mine's 32 pounds, so I'm not sure if this is the 24 or not. But anyway, that's just what I used to make sure it was thin and it would have less bulk in my journal. But this would be cute at a Christmas craft show too, to make something Christmassy out of that. And then you can make it a little bit thicker for someone who might want, you know, a little bit more paper on here. Or you could use an elastic band and put the elastic band around that. And that way they can change their paper if they wanted to on that. So what I did is the exact same thing. I made a template. And I just made a wibbly wobbly one and just kind of did little curves like that. And just kind of cut around until I liked it on that. And then for the paper, I made a template that was smaller because we wanted it to fit inside here. Okay, so I made one that was shorter. And again, you might have to fool with this a little bit after you get everything together. Okay, because you know when we do signatures or anything, when we have things folded together, you know that the inside pages are going to stick out more than the outside pages. So you kind of have to fool around with that a little bit, but it's easy to do. Oh my gosh, if I could do it, anyone can do it. I can promise you that. Right, Mom? Just kidding. Anyway, okay, this template is 4.5 by 4, and this one for the pad is 3.5 by 4. And let me just show you here, okay? And that's just kind of what it looks like. There's your 4, and there's your close to 4.5. And then the inside notepad is that right there, okay? Okie dokie. So what you do is find you a piece of paper, and it doesn't matter if it's directional or not. That mine is directional, so it's upside down on the other side, which, as you know, doesn't matter. So anyway, first thing you do is fold it in half and make sure it's going to be large enough, of course, for your template. So you fold it in half so that you will have the top cover and the back cover just like a book. So I've already traced it with my pencil, and then I will cut it here. Let me see. Get a larger pair of scissors here. So as you see, it already moves around. And it's really easy. It's just a little picky, that's all. Okay. Okay, and I did, on your paper, I would mark a little mark for the top because this is not going to be the same as the other side, so you might get a little confused on there. Well, maybe me, but maybe you too. But anyway, all you do is on this is you get your little thin paper, and what I did is put 2 pieces of paper together, folded it in half, then I stuck my template for my paper pad on top and moved the top of it here because I don't want to cut this. I want to make sure that it has, just like the book, just like the cover, is going to be a front and a back, and just like your signatures on your junk journals if you make them. So you trace that, and then you're going to cut that. And I've already done that. Oh my goodness. I did do that. Okay. Let me move these things around. Okay. Okay, so I did that. I think I have 10 or 12 pieces of paper. Again, like I said, they're thin, so they're nice. And you see here, I've got it folded in half, but you can see that I'm going to have to do some more cutting on that. I hope you can see that. But which, like I said, is no big deal on that. And as you see here, it is a little smaller, so we're good. It's not going to stick out at all. It'll be hidden, just like any other paper pad. And so what I'll do here is I'm going to squeeze down on here and try to even this out a little bit. Trying to get it to where I can see in the light a little bit better. Okay. See, I've got a little bit sticking out here, so what I'll do is I'll get this. And again, you're just gonna play with this until it's perfect. Or, well, it doesn't have to be perfect, but the way you like it. Okay, sometimes you'll see at the little tip, it'll stick out a little bit right there. So beware of that. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that off. Not much, but I see it sticking out just a tiny bit. Okay. So the next thing you'll do is take your clip off here, and I'm gonna come over here to the middle, just like you're sewing a signature, and I'm gonna make sure it's on the top. This is the top, and this is the top, so I'm gonna match it up, and you're gonna see that it's gonna do pretty well here. It looks like that one might stick out a little bit. Let me see if I just need to move that a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Let me get that. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is go to the sewing machine real fast, and I'm going to put a stitch all the way down the middle here, okay? So you guys hold on one second. Let me pause this. Okay, I am back. I just sewed right down the middle. You could stitch it if you wanted to, like you do when you make a journal. You could do that, just sew it in like a signature. So anyway, that is that. Isn't that neat? And then all you have to do now is you can make a little band if you want to, and little pockets. Now you can make pockets like this, or you can also make little pockets, just like a U-shaped pocket, just a regular pocket like that if you want to. Or you can make them square, just whatever you wanted to. So these I have on the sides. I really like that look, but you don't have to do that. And you just get a coordinating paper and you just cut that out. Okay, you get the band out first. I guess I'll put the band down first. Let's see, do I want it that thick? The other ones are thinner. Let me look at this real fast and see what I want to do. Do I care that it's that thick? I might cut it down a tiny bit. I'll probably mess it up if I do it that way. Let me just go a little bit here. Not much. Okay, let's see. Then just get your glue. Just glue it down. Let's see. Okie dokie. Ooh, almost lost it. Good thing for those quick reflexes. Okay. Let's cut that down a little bit. And the other side. Okie dokie. flat side there. And you can put these up, down, anywhere you want to. Okay. Yep, I'm good with that. I am good with that. Okay, other side. Let's see, maybe up a tiny bit. Just slide it to where it needs to be. Let me look. Okay, there we go. Okay, that is done. How about quick? Yeah, we like the word quick, don't we? And if you wanted to, you could use ribbon up here if you wanted to. But now we got us a little cute pad that we can add to our junk journals. All right. Okay, I'll try to remember to link Tracy Hines' YouTube channel and the 2 shops on Etsy that I got my ephemera and where I got my paper from. The other ones are just scrapbook paper that I have no idea where I got. Okay, let me get all this lined up. There we go. Okay, if y'all have any questions, just let me know and I will make another video with the other 2 ways to make something with to look like an apron. Oh, let me show you my new journal. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. It's pretty rare. They're hard to find, not many of them. And I think it was made in 1950 on that, but just really, really cute pages. See the little recipes, scrambled eggs. That's so cute. Anyway, that's next, guys. So y'all have a good rest of the day, and I will see you on the next video. Okay? Thanks. Bye.